Hi, today I'm looking at Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. Not really a guitar song, but you can play the basic chords for the song on a guitar, and they're quite nice basic kind of guitar chords mostly. So it's quite a good one to try on guitar, even though there's not really any guitar in it. Good one to play along with though, then you're supplying the guitar part yourself. Okay, there's a main sequence which is used for the verse and the chorus, which is C, A minor, E minor, G. Hopefully you know these chords, but just in case, that's C. 5 strings I'm playing. A minor. That's 5 strings. E minor, which is 6 strings. G, 6 strings. And as far as the rhythm goes, there's no strum or anything that we're copying because there's no guitar on the song, or not that I can really hear. So the best way to strum it is to do a constant down up like this, but to make it interesting you just make some louder than others. So I'll demonstrate that. If I play those chords, I'll play them without varying the volume. That doesn't sound very nice. So now I'll do it again, and I'll just make some strums a little bit louder than others. And it gives it a lot more movement, just makes it sound nicer. So C, A minor, E minor, G, a bar on each, 4 Bs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's what I call the main sequence. It's the verse and the chorus. Now there is an intro on this song, it's just 4 bars of C. So just... that's easy enough. The only other sections in the song are 2 pre-choruses. Now pre-chorus, as you might already know or could guess, is a little section in a song which comes in between a verse and a chorus. Sometimes people call it a bridge, but technically it's kind of meant to be called a pre-chorus, I think. So the first pre-chorus, D minor for a bar. Hopefully you know D minor. A minor for a bar. F. Now F is the hardest chord in this song probably, so you may already know an F chord, and you might have played it as a bar chord. Or you can play it like this. That one over 2 strings at 1st fret. This one's on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 3rd fret of the 4th string. Now if you're not familiar with that chord, that'll take a little bit of practice. You avoid these 2. Just a quick thing to mention about the F. In this particular song, this doesn't always work, but in this particular song, if you struggle to get that F chord, you can play an F major 7, which is easier. And it's the same chord, but your first finger's only on the 2nd string, so it's not touching the 1st string anymore. So the 1st string is now open. And that will work for this song. Some songs that wouldn't work, but it does for this one. So you can play that one instead of F. Then we've got G sus4. Best way to play G sus4 is to leave the 1st finger here just on the 2nd string. Put the little finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and then these 2 up here, so that's on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, that's on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. So these 3 are forming a normal G chord that you might know like that we did earlier. But this 1st finger is now being used here. That's half a bar, and then it changes to a G. Well, rather than taking your fingers off and going like that, it's easier to just lift that one off and play the G like this. So that was D minor, A minor, F, G sus4, G. So I'll just put that together in time. If I use an F major 7, it'll be this. Both sound good, both fit with the song. The third option would be to use an F bar chord. So that's the first pre-chorus. The second pre-chorus, the only other part of the song, this is the same as the first pre-chorus, but it's played twice. The second time is exactly the same as the first pre-chorus, so it's what we just did. But the first time, instead of G sus4 to G, we stay on the F for 2 more beats. So instead of the G sus4, and then play a G. So I'll just strum through that. So that was the second pre-chorus. And that's really everything in the song. A couple of times there's stops where the chord just either stops dead or just rings out and strumming would stop. There's no strumming on there, as I've mentioned, but if there was strumming on there, it would stop. So I think it's at the end of the main sequence, the end of a chorus, sometimes they do that. So it'd be like this. And then you're back in. And there's one other similar thing. Sometimes the C and the A minor in the main sequence are just single strums that ring. So that'll be this. And so on. Little details, you'll pick those up just by listening to the song. But if you have any questions about any of that, then please put them in the comments. I think it's quite a simple song. The only tricky part for beginners would be the F chord and maybe stretching to get the G sus4. If G sus4 is a problem, just ignore it and just play G instead, and that will work. Yeah, any questions, put them in the comments. Click like if you like this one, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and suggest other songs you'd like to see lessons on. Okay, thanks.